Hey everybody, Brennan from Wexler's Prime here to talk about the fourth track, Cedars, on the upcoming album Fossil Constellation, which is out on May 29th on Dystonic Music. So, this is the biggest track on the album, and I believe, it's the longest track that Wexler's has recorded. This one was a lot of fun to write and to play. I got to really dive into my progressive influences and really try to write something that was, big and, lots of lead stuff, lots of fun stuff going on, lots of changes, in instrumentation and style and timing. I really, really enjoyed this one, both, recording it and, how it turned out. So influence-wise, just going by that, no surprises here. Dream Theater was a very big influence. Again, their influences kind of throughout Wexler's Prime. Listen to the first album and this album, on both of them, there's lots of Dream Theater kind of everywhere. And this song specifically, I really was influenced by kind of their longer tracks like Count of Tuscany and Lines in the Sand. You can definitely, when you listen to the song, you'll probably hear parts that are like, oh yeah, that reminds me of, that lead from Count of Tuscany, or kind of that, verse idea, or even like structurally, there's, I definitely look to those for influence on this song. But, as it also no surprise, Rush is a big influence here as well, and especially on kind of the last bit of the song, kind of after, when you hear it, there's, it moves a lot, but there's a drop down point and then it kind of picks back up, and that ending is very, very Rush influenced, especially in the bass line. It kind of is a very Hold Your Fire era Geddy Lee kind of influence on the bass, which is really fun to play. Anytime you get to play anything that's influenced by Geddy, it's just fun and fantastic. It's just the genius of Geddy and his influence. Vocal wise, definitely a lot of James LaBrie and a lot of Geddy Lee, but also a lot of Daniel Gildenlow from Pain and Salvation, especially in a lot of the kind of harmonic vocal parts that are throughout it. You'll hear parts that are, very much in that lush kind of Pain and Salvation style, which, is one of, if not my favorite part of Pain and Salvation. Just what he does is brilliant. So try my best to channel my Gildenlow. No one can quite do it like he does, but, try my best. And then lastly, huge Martyr influence in this song as well, especially kind of in the middle section, very, very Martyrish, which again is no surprise. And there's a little bit of a Liquid Tension experiment kind of mashed in there as well. Especially like Another Dimension, one part, I wasn't even thinking of it. It just, after I kind of recorded and listened back, I'm like, it's a little bit of Another Dimension, which is cool. So lots of good prog influences on this track. The theme of it, I wanted to think of something kind of, fun and epic. And so it's really just telling the story of someone who was terraforming some faraway planet and is just trying to get back home, and, wants to get back to kind of this spot where, I don't know if it's where he lived or where his, partner's waiting for him. But it's by these, this grove of cedars. So that's kind of where the name came from. I think I had the name before I had the lyrical content. So I just kind of stuck with it. So it's a fun one. It flows with the feeling of the song, kind of him wanting to get home, and then, kind of getting stuck into some, interstellar kind of bad weather, if you would, and then him arriving home. And so instrument-wise, all on the old trusty Music Man. This is another one that's just in D standard drop C. Synth-wise, another, great set of tones that Graham Wright came up with. We had a lot of fun doing this one. And bass-wise, this is the really cool thing, is the first and last bit was done on the fretless. But then when the middle section, kind of the middle text section, the very Martyr-ish influenced part comes in, I did that on the 4-string. Just wanted to get a bit of a different feel, a bit more of a growly attack to it, rather than the, kind of not laid back, but the fretless has its sound and the fretted has its sound, and I kind of wanted to make that section stand out, and so I used the 4-string fretted, which was a lot of fun. So yeah, this song has a lot going on. It's really, if you think about it, it's probably a combination of everything that is Wexler's Prime, and so this would be a good to kind of, to capture kind of all the sounds that I try to get in this project is really kind of in this song. And you'll notice this is the first track on the album that has the death growls. The first 3 didn't have any. So, it's really kind of getting into the death metal roots is where they start to shine on this track. So yeah, a lot of fun. And it's a big one. I think you will enjoy it. All right, everyone, take care, stay safe, and stay tuned for more of these.